Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. I'm going to read through the full article here. It is fairly short. It is an absolute disgusting tragedy, horrific act of murder and execution of a 9-year-old girl. We're going to look through the details, and there is a link in the description. This happened in Texas with this scumbag here. Look at him. I don't know if this is his mugshot. I believe it is. Pardon me, what a fucking asshole. He just looks like he wants to be a thug. He wants to be a gangster, and indeed he is. He's got a lifelong criminal career dating from when he was 12 years of age, an extensive criminal background, and it's culminated in the execution of this innocent, sweet 9-year-old girl that you see in front of you. Her name is Khylie Sorrells. Khylie Sorrells. And so who's this guy? Well, this guy is Kylie's mother's ex-boyfriend. And we'll look through the details in a second, but very briefly, the mother had already broken up with the scumbag. They had separated. He stormed in. He demanded a TV. He took a TV, ripped it from the wall, and then he demanded that the mother, whose name is, actually, we don't know her name. Her name hasn't been, we haven't been informed of the mother's name. But in any case, this scumbag here, the career criminal whose name is Jeremiah Jones, insisted that the mother give him her phone so that he can check whether or not she's dating anybody else. The scumbag takes the mother's phone. He gets angry or angrier. He walks into young Khylie Sorrells' bedroom. Khylie, again, is 9 years of age. And this scumbag shot her in the head. I believe twice. So this happened in Houston, Texas. Khylie died immediately. There were 2 other children in the home at the time, aged 1 and 7. Thankfully, they weren't hurt physically, but I mean, this is going to be extremely traumatic for them. So far, I've given you a pretty thorough overview. This scumbag killed his ex-girlfriend's 9-year-old daughter, Khylie Sorrells, executed her, shot her, I believe, twice in the head. He's been charged with capital murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So there's he was out on bond. I presume he's no longer having a bond offered to him. So that's a pretty thorough overview. I'm now just going to tidy things up a little bit for those that want to stick around. Texas police arrested a man on Tuesday for Monday's shooting that left his ex-girlfriend wounded and killed her 9-year-old daughter. Yes, the mother was shot in the shoulder. Khylie Sorrells was pronounced dead at the hospital after she was found shot in the head at her Houston home. Sorrells' mother was also shot in the shoulder during the deadly domestic dispute involving her ex-husband, this absolute piece of shit, Jeremiah Jones, 22 years of age. 22 years of age, a career criminal from the age of 12. Look at him, he looks like a thug, he looks like he wants to be a thug. And he's a murderer. He's a child murderer at the age of 22. And that's presuming that this is the first time he's killed somebody. Sorrells' mother, Kylie's mother, had broken up with this scumbag 2 months earlier. She was in bed watching a movie with Khylie and her 2 other children, aged 7 and 1, when this scumbag came to her apartment ordering her to give him a television that he claimed was his. The scumbag then tore the television off the wall. At some point, the scumbag reportedly demanded to see his ex-girlfriend's phone, so Kylie's mother's phone, and accused her of seeing other men. I mean, they'd been separated for 2 months. I mean, the guy is just being an irrational psychopath. After taking the phone, the scumbag went into a back bedroom where he fired 2 shots, killing 9-year-old Khylie Sorrells. Houston police described Kylie's death as an execution. Thankfully, the 2 other children who were home at the time were unharmed. But again, that's just in a physical capacity, which is great that they were unharmed. But of course, this is an extremely traumatic situation for those 2 children, and of course for the mother. Police also said that the slain girl's mother previously filed reports against the scumbag. The scumbag threatened to shoot his ex-girlfriend, Kylie's mother, a week ago. The scumbag has an extensive criminal record dating back to when he was 12 years of age. He was out on bond for being a felon in possession of a firearm. He is now charged with capital murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So the article isn't telling us whether or not there's a bond currently available. I would really be extremely disappointed if there was any bond available for this scumbag. Really, that's all I have to say. We've gone through all of the details there. It's an absolute tragedy. An innocent 9-year-old girl, her life has been taken. Quite often after this kind of article that I read through, I go on a mini rant, somewhat blaming the victim, somewhat blaming the females concerned for entering and maintaining relationships with known felons, with criminals, with complete arseholes, with those that have shown to be criminals or shown to be violent. Now, the mother did this. She entered a relationship with this guy. He's been a criminal since the age of 12, at least. The mother ought to have known better. The mother put her 3 children at risk, if you ask me, in my opinion. Now, the mother did try to end the relationship, or rather she did end the relationship, and she did call authorities, telling them about the threats that this scumbag had made. But despite that, I have to lay some blame, some level of responsibility falls upon the mother. Regrettably. Why? Well, because she entered a relationship with this scumbag. Like, one look at this guy, you know he's a gangbanger. You know he's an absolute piece of scum. Yeah? Let's be honest. This is his facial expression whilst taking a mugshot over the death of a 9-year-old innocent girl. That's how he wants to portray himself. Like an evil scumbag, which he is. He's got the neck tattoo going on. Okay. Not all tattoos mean you're a psychopath, sure. You know, I'm not saying that. But come on. He's a gangbanger, isn't he? Yes, he is. I have no doubt that the mother had some level of awareness that this guy was a criminal, a felon, violent. I have no doubt. I'm guessing, of course, but I'm going to be right. The mother knew this, at least to some extent. She probably was fully aware, or close to fully aware. Yet she chose to enter a relationship with this scumbag. Even though she has 3 children. I'm presuming none of those children are by this scumbag. It doesn't mention this scumbag as being the father to any of the children. The mother should have known better. It's good that she tried to end. Well, it's good that she ended the relationship. It's good that she reported this scumbag to the authorities for making threats. But ultimately, this could have been avoided if the mother had nothing to do with this scumbag in the first place. You know, so there we go. There's my level of blame. Some of you will be offended by what I've said, will view it to be victim blaming. And it is. That's literally what I'm doing. The mother absolutely is a victim. The mother was shot, but more importantly, her 9-year-old daughter, her treasure, her diamond, has been killed. by the mother's ex-boyfriend, by a person that the mother brought into the child's life, her children's life. That's the mother's fault. I gotta blame the mother to an extent, you know. And I don't do that to be an arsehole, but we as a community, as a society, we just have to be aware of this, you know. And I'm gonna say women. It's not all about women because the reverse applies. This can be a situation where men hook up with, enter relationships with, maintain relationships with violent criminal women. So that it works in reverse. But if we're real, if we're actually honest with ourselves, then we'll acknowledge that mostly this situation is when it will occur when a woman enters a relationship with a criminal man, a violent man. So, yeah, as a society, we need to acknowledge this, and we need to either shame or encourage, but certainly talk about and raise awareness of the dangers of women entering relationships with scumbags. You know, whatever the level of attraction to the scumbag is, if that's sexual or whatever it is, yeah, maybe he's got money, whatever. But a woman that enters a relationship with this kind of scumbag is a moron. She fucked up, and it cost her daughter's life. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Going to make a couple more videos throughout the course of the day. If you do value this type of topic, how I've delivered it, the other videos on the channel, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. Take care. Bye now.